Alright guys, welcome back to another Dead by Daylight video. Now you guys might remember that about a year ago I made a ranking video on every killer on who I find fun to play as, and I had a lot of fun making that video. But today I thought I would make an updated version on that video. So today I present to you another ranking every killer who are fun to play as from worst to best 2025 edition. Now, two things I want to say before we get into the ranking. First thing is, this is just my opinion, so I am sorry if your favorite killers, your killer that you enjoy the most, is ranked lower than usual. And just like the last video I made with ranking killers, this video will be split into 5 categories. Most fun. Killers in this category are my all-time favorites to play as. I absolutely adore these killers who are in the most fun. You guys probably already know who's in this category, but yeah, I absolutely adore playing as these killers. Mostly fun. Killers in this category are killers I love playing as, but they're not up there with my favorites, but when I play them, I will never complain. Quite fun. Killers I have a decent time playing as, but they're not too exciting for me, but I can still have fun with them. Neutral. Killers I can have fun with, but there's something up with them that makes me not enjoy them too much. And finally, don't enjoy much. Killers I'm not really a fan of playing as, or I just feel bad whenever I play as these killers. So, with all that said and explained, let's get started with the killers I don't enjoy much. I'm pretty sure you all saw this coming, but Trickster is crowned as the worst killer for me to play as. I'm sorry to the people who like him, but this killer, aside from Old Legion and Old Skull Merchants, is a killer where I just don't understand how he got approved by the devs. I don't understand how the devs looked at this killer and said, yeah, I think this will work, I think this will do. There's really nothing to Trickster. All he does is throws knives and that's it. Like, I don't really think this killer's gameplay is exciting to play as or to go against. I mean, playing as him with the Shattering Blades add-on can be nice, but at the same time, I do feel bad playing him because I know most people in the community don't like going against him. And the fact that he's 4.6 is, again, nah, that does not feel right to me. I know the devs are talking about making him 4.4, like reverting him back to what he was before Chucky came out, and I guess that's fine, but it won't change my opinion on Trickster because I just think this killer is so poorly designed. I just want to say that the reason Skull Merchant is this low is because how weak she is right now. This killer is the laughing stock of DBD, and it's sad to see, really. I think Scully has the potential to be a good killer, but in her current state, she is so bad and so weak. It's awful. Even before she got heavily nerfed, she was still bad to play as because people would give up against her, and sometimes I still have survivors do that, and I don't get why. I know the devs have recently spoke about giving Scully another rework for her, and it does look interesting from what I've saw. I know it's killing the identity of what Skull Merchant is, but I'm trying to stay positive about it. But Scully in her current state right now, she's so weak to the point where I just don't enjoy playing as her, and I can't get my head around her. She's so absurdly weak that I can't enjoy her. I just can't. I'm sorry. This may come as a shock to some people because of the wall hacking Nurse videos I've made, but the reason I don't enjoy playing Nurse is because I don't feel like I'm playing Dead by Daylight while playing her. It feels like I'm playing a different game while playing Nurse because she ignores everything survivors throw at her. For those wondering why I made those wall hacking videos on Nurse in the first place, when I don't like her, it's because I was showing how unhealthy the perk Predator is. You guys know that perk, the one where if you lose a survivor, if they escape a chase, and you just see their aura. I was just trying to show how unhealthy that perk is on Nurse, because it really is. I did enjoy doing, like, playing those games, like playing Nurse and making those videos, but at the same time, I did feel bad playing her because, again, she ignores everything survivors throw at her, and it doesn't feel like I'm playing Dead by Daylight. Also, to the people who think it's hard to play as Nurse, it really isn't. She does not take that much skill to play. I'm terrible with Nurse. I could play her for like 3 minutes, warm up to her, and I'm already like a goated Nurse player. The only thing I enjoy about Night is getting the guards to chase other people while I'm chasing someone else. Aside from that, I have never been a fan of playing Night. I thought I was for a bit, but he is buggy. Like, sometimes my guards will get stuck on the spot or run the complete opposite direction of where they need to go, and that frustrates me so much when that happens. Also, I do feel bad playing as him because this killer isn't fun to go against for most people, including myself. Again, multitasking with this killer is fun, but it's hard to do that, especially when this killer is buggy as hell. Well, he's not buggy as hell, but he does have some certain bugs that make him unfun. I'm sorry, Hag mains. I tried and I gave this killer a chance, but the more I played her, the more I don't like her. There's nothing wrong with Hag, and if you like her playstyle, that's fine. But to me, her playstyle is just so different to the point where I just don't enjoy it. I just don't enjoy her playstyle at all, because she doesn't really chase. She sets up and just teleports and then hits, rinse and repeat. That's all she does. The only time I have fun with this killer is when I'm playing Body Blocker Hag with Waterlogged Shoe and Scarred Hand. That playstyle to me is really fun, and Hag would be 2 tiers higher if I was rating her based on that playstyle alone. Aside from Body Blocker Hag, if her base power is just not for me. Again, there's nothing wrong with Hag. She's a good killer. She's unique. But to me, her playstyle is just something that I don't enjoy. And yes, I do prefer Trapper over Hag. Okay, now that I've talked about the killers that I don't enjoy playing as, now it's time to talk about the killers in the neutral category. These killers are killers that I can have a bit of fun with, but for the most part, I don't really care for them, or there's something wrong with them that makes me not like them too much. I always feel bad playing as Pyramid Head for 2 reasons. Number 1, he is the best tunneler in this entire game, maybe second best tunneler since Kaneki came out. And reason number 2 is because he has very good zoning. Like, I will hold my power down on the ground, survivor will try to juke me, and then I just let go of it, and then they've got nothing, and I just hit them. They're dead either way. One thing I do like about Pyramid Head is trying to get hits with my power through the walls, like using my Punishment of the Damned and then just hitting them. But aside from that, yeah, his tunneling is just so good. Like, I can just chase the survivor down who just gets rescued from a cage and then hit them and then they're dead. That's it. Like, this killer is so good at tunneling, at zoning, and he's even good at camping as well. And I just feel bad playing as Pyramid Head. So yeah, this is why I'm not a huge fan of him. But getting hits with Punishment of the Damned through walls and just getting hits with Punishment of the Damned in general is fun to do. I know I've said for ages that I don't like this killer, and I still stand by that. But I don't understand why the devs took away his hug tech. I get it was to fix his bump collision, which is fine, but doing hug techs with Blight was something I enjoyed the most while playing as him. I can have some good moments with Blight when I get a nice hit with my power, but I have never been a fan of this killer's bump collision ever since his hug tech was removed. I know it's probably a skill issue, and that's fine, but sometimes his collision can be unforgiving, and I don't like that. Also, J-flicking is disgusting, and I think it should be removed from this game. Yes, I do prefer Trapper over Hag. Why? Because this killer to me is more satisfying to play as and to win with than Hag. Setting up a web of traps and doing basement strategies as Trapper is more fun than doing it as Hag, in my opinion. But unfortunately, it often comes down to survivors making mistakes, and if they don't make mistakes and they end up finding you early on in the game, then you're just a 1v1 fractured cowshed killer with no power. If the game does go in your favour, however, Trapper can have good moments, and I kind of like that, but I do feel bad playing him doing like basement strategies, because I know basement strategies is a bit unfun to go against. I mean, playing Trapper normally can be fun and can be satisfying, but doing basement strategies can be a bit boring. Pinhead has been a killer I've never really cared for. Controlling the box and knowing where it's going to spawn is fun and exciting to do, because you could just continuously harass survivors using the box, and that feels nice. But trying to aim the possessed chain and hit someone with it is hard to do, and you get punished badly if you end up missing it. Even when you hit someone with the chain, all of the chains break at once, and that just feels wrong and unsatisfying when that happens. I know the correct way to use the chain is to just spawn it on top of the survivors like you do with Nurse, but they can easily juke the chain, and it just doesn't really feel right to me, so I've never really cared for Pinhead. Oh, and before I forget to say, it was really sad to see this killer leave DBD. I know, as much as I'm not a fan of this killer, it was still sad to see him leave the game. This killer, again, just like Nurse, might come as a shock to some people, considering he was quite fun the last time I ranked him. But the more I played Slinger over the year, he has just gone downhill for me. Anytime I play Slinger and get used to him, it feels nice to play him, and getting long range shots is really nice. But when I take a break from him for like a week or so, I immediately feel so rusty with him. In my opinion, missing your shot with the Redeemer feels too punishing while playing him, but survivors breaking free from the chain doesn't feel that punishing, and that doesn't feel right to me. But yeah, Slinger is a killer I did enjoy at first. I actually did have fun with this killer for a while, but nowadays he's just meh to me. He's just, whatever. Don't really care for him. Sorry about that. Honestly, Clown is another killer that has gone downhill for me, and I don't really know why, to be honest. Using both the pink and the yellow bottles at the same time feels nice and can feel rewarding as well, but his gameplay to me just feels stale, because if survivors are smart, then they'll just pre-drop every pallet so you can't loop and use your bottles to full effect. They just pre-drop the pallet, you're forced to kick it, rinse and repeat for like every other pallet on the map. Also, I've never really liked going up against Clown anyway, so maybe that's why he's dipped a bit since my last ranking. But yeah, Clown, I do like using both of his bottles to like the full effect. He's just never, been up there with a killer I enjoy. Well, I did enjoy him for a little bit, but then he's just gone downhill. I absolutely adore this killer. Getting long-range hits with Victor and sneaking up on survivors as Charlotte while the survivor has Victor on their shoulders is really fun to do. So, why are twins ranked this low? 2 reasons. The first and main reason is because this killer is littered with bugs. I feel like every new patch that comes to this game always breaks twins and in some way, and that feels so awful. And the second reason is because the twins incentivize us slugging a lot. I don't really like slugging too much in this game. I mean, I'll slug if I have to, sure, but I don't really like slugging too much in this game. I wish I could rate twins higher on this list because I really like how different and unique they are, but the constant wave of bugs they get just stops me from doing so. Man, I really wish I could rate Myers higher because I actually enjoy playing as him, but at the same time of me enjoying playing as him, I also feel bad playing as him too because I know that this killer, it sucks to go against. I never run the Tombstone add-ons because they are not fun in the slightest. They are unhealthy for this game. I never run Vanity Mirror or Scratch Mirror because they're just boring. They're just so boring to use. I just do normal Myers, and yeah, I have fun playing as him, but at the same time I do feel bad because I just see a guy for the first time pop tier 3 right in front of him, and then bam, that's it. He's dead. There's what could he have done? He couldn't have done anything about it. But I do enjoy stalking survivors from afar, getting the jump on them, and then just insta-downing them. It is fun, but at the same time I do feel bad because it's not fun for them. So yeah, I wish I could rate him higher, but he's not it. Dracula is another killer that I sort of enjoy playing as. I like using the Hellfire to get hits with and using the bat form to traverse maps. But his wolf form, while some people have said to me it's like the most fun part of his power, isn't that fun to use in my opinion. I don't like that he slows himself down as a wolf while walking backwards, and to me the sensitivity of looking with the wolf form while you're doing a pounce attack is rough, so I barely use the wolf form, and having to consistently switch forms is really annoying and can be a bit exhausting. So while I do enjoy flying around maps as the bat form and getting hits with Hellfire, the complexity of his kit can sometimes drain me. I know that may sound like a weird statement, but that's just how I feel. Alright, now that we've gone over the killers that are neutral to me, we are getting into the killers that are quite fun. These are killers I have a good time playing as, but they're not too exciting for me. But I'm never miserable playing as these killers. Well, I say I'm never miserable. Sometimes I can get miserable playing as these killers, but not as miserable as the previous killers. But overall, I still have a good time playing as them. They are still quite fun to play as. The two big things that frustrate me the most about Xenomorph is when survivors put 2 flame turrets next to each other, or they put 1 flame turret on high elevation and the flame turret gets me and I can't do anything to avoid it or damage it. Apart from those 2 negatives, I don't mind playing Xenomorph. Xenomorph's a good time. I do like getting hits with my tail attack, but traversing the map in the tunnels and listening and looking for the footstep detections is probably my favorite part about Xenomorph's power. If he didn't have that, then Xenomorph would probably be in the neutral category for me. But I do like coming out of the tunnels and jumping survivors. The tunnels are probably my favorite part about Xenomorph's power, because the tail, I know they made the tail a bit more tolerable to go against, but it can still be a bit frustrating. But yeah, aside from the tail, I do like the tunnels. The tunnel system is very fun to me. Singularity has gone up just a little bit for me because of the buff behavior gave him. While he still is a bit hard to play on console, they made him better to play as, and I appreciate that. I like automatically destroying pallets when teleporting to survivors as Larry, and fast vaulting windows while in overclock mode to catch survivors really quickly. But this killer still does require a lot of concentration to play, and sometimes when I play killer I just want to relax and chill and not act like I have a 10,000 IQ brain. Still though, Larry is a fun killer and I have a decent time playing as him. Out of all of the killers to drop in this list from my previous ranking video, Ghostface is the one I'm sad about the most. He used to be my second main killer until another killer came out, and I still like playing him, but what drags Ghostface down for me is his reveal mechanic. I don't know what's up with it, but to me his reveal mechanic is both bad for the survivor side and for the killer side. Still though, his gameplay of leaning, stalking, crouching, and revealing survivors is really fun to me, and he is the stealthiest stealth killer. So, despite him having like a bad reveal mechanic, I still enjoy playing Ghostface. Again, if his reveal mechanic actually worked, he'd be higher up on the list, and he would probably be in mostly fun. But the current reveal mechanic, it's not good. It's not good at all. I'm so happy that Freddy got the rework he has. His power is so fun to use compared to his previous power when he was so weak. The new Dream Snares isn't that exciting to me, but it is way more fun than what it was before. The new Dream Pallets are my favorite part about new Freddy right now. Getting those hits with the pallets is funny, and I always smile when it happens. His new Teleport is incredible too. Not only to teleport to generators is faster, but to teleport to survivors who are healing and catching them off guard is so fun too. The only issues I have with Freddy right now is, well, not right now, but the only issues I have with Freddy is, again, the snare being a projectile. While it is better than what it used to be, it's not that exciting to me. And when I'm chasing a survivor who is fully awake, there's not much I can really do to them. So I have to be patient and wait for them to, you know, be in the micro sleep again. But again, I do like new Freddy, and maybe when I get used to him more, he'll probably be a spot higher, or maybe a category higher. Just like Unknown in the last ranking video, this is just first impressions, so at some point this might change. Kaneki's mobility is absolutely incredible, and I love using his power to dash around the maps and getting hit with his power. But my favorite thing to do with this killer is to use his power to cut survivors off at loops and get in front of them so they can't get to where they need to go. However, there is one massive thing that bothers me about this killer, and it's the whole vaulting pallet while in enraged mode, because that can just lead to free hits. They can just, well, not free hits per se, but free downs. Like, I'm okay with free hits, I'm okay with killers getting free injures, but I'm not okay with them getting free downs, and this killer is very good at getting free downs at pallets. Like, even if the survivor has made for this, he can just catch up to them willy-nilly. No pallet is safe against this killer, and I don't know, that just doesn't feel right with me. But his mobility and being able to cut survivors off at loops is very fun, and I like that a lot. Huntress is a really fun killer to play as. Getting long-ranged hits or getting cross-map hits with this killer is extremely fun and extremely satisfying. And I also like winding up a hatchet, waiting for a survivor to run through a window or run by a dropped pallet, just so I can let go and throw the hatchet at them as they run by the dropped pallet or the window, just to hit them. It's so fun to do. But the reason that this killer is in quite fun and not higher is because skill issue on my behalf. I'm just not that good with this killer. I'm still to this day trying to learn this killer and trying to get good with this killer. But unlike Slinger, whenever I play as this killer, I don't feel too rusty. Well, I do feel rusty whenever I play Huntress, but not too rusty when I'm playing Deathslinger. And I like Huntress a lot. She has grown on me so much throughout the ages of this game, and I like her a lot. I don't know why, but Demo has never been one of my favorites to play as. I'm not saying I don't like him. If anything, it's the opposite. I do really like playing as Demo, but he's just never been too exciting for me. I like getting hits with his shred attack and making portals to traverse maps and surprise survivors who are caught off guard. But something I don't like about Demo is the fact that on some maps with high elevation, you can't shred off like balconies and fly through the air, which is a bit crap. I really don't like that. I don't know why that's a thing. But nonetheless, he is a chill killer to play as, and I love hearing his little screams of joy, but he's just never been one of my favorites, and I don't know why. I'm gonna go ahead and say it, guys, because I'm the only one that's thinking it. I haven't seen anyone else say it, so I'm gonna say it. But Hellmaster is so underrated. This killer is so fun to play. The only reason Hellmaster is down here in quite fun and not in mostly fun is because sometimes the dog can get stuck on things, and it really frustrates me when that happens. But aside from that, Hellmaster is really fun to play as. Getting the dog to just grab survivors and just using the search command is so fun. Like, this killer, to me, feels like a better version of Slinger, if that makes any sense. Like, just getting the dog to grab survivors and pull them towards you. It does feel nice. Oh, and also, I forgot something else that frustrates me about this killer, is sometimes the dog, when it does grab a survivor, it, like, walks away from you, which I don't know why that's a thing. But aside from those two negatives, I really like playing Hellmaster. I think she's a very fun killer to play as. If you master her and you get her down correctly, she's so fun and so satisfying to play as. Billy is such a fun killer to play as, running around maps with the chainsaw, insta-downing survivors, and getting sweet curve hits on people is a great time. He isn't ranked higher because, again, like Huntress, I'm not that good with Billy. He's one of the hardest killers to master in this game, and I am just not that good when I'm playing as him. Also, some maps have so much clutter, which makes using his chainsaw a bit of a pain. But for the most part, I really enjoy playing as Billy. I remember when I started playing this game, I actually didn't like Hillbilly at all. I can't remember why. But Hillbilly, again, is another killer that's really grown on me, and he got the glow up he deserved when the behavior gave him his overdrive mechanic. You know, when Dungeons & Dragons first came out to DVD, I didn't think I was gonna have fun with it. Since its release, however, Vecna is a killer that is really fun to play as. Using Fly to catch up to survivors is nice. The Dispel Sphere to find survivors is fun too. Spawning the skeletons on top of survivors and hitting them is really satisfying because that is actually something that's hard to do. And hearing the mimics chomping on survivors is also funny to hear. However, Mage Hand to me can be a bit unfair at times, and I do feel bad using it sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes I feel bad using it. And it can be a bit annoying when survivors roll a natural 20 and they get the hand or the eye of Vecna and they start messing around with those items. It can be a bit annoying when that happens. But for the most part, Vecna is a great killer and I really enjoy playing as him. Okay, so those were the killers in the quite fun category. Next, we have the killers in the mostly fun category. These killers to me aren't my favorites to play as, but they are still really fun to play, and I have a great time playing as these next killers. You know, out of all the killers I ranked in my previous fun to play as video, Bubba is the one I think I was too harsh on. Since this killer got buffed, he is so much more fun to play as now. Using the chainsaw around loops to either destroy pallets or insta-down survivors is a great time. Last time I ranked Bubba, he was an add-on dependent killer. Now I feel like I don't need add-ons when playing as this killer, and that feels so nice. The only thing that scares me when playing Bubba is dealing with jank collision on some maps. That can be rough, but for the most part, I really enjoy playing Bubba. He's such a fun killer to play as. You know, despite me sucking with this killer, Wesker is a really fun killer to play as. Grabbing and throwing survivors with the Ouroboros is such a good time, and dashing across the map is fun too. I really want to rank him higher because this killer has so many tricks and techniques they can do, but I can't do any of them, and I'm still trying to learn with Wesker. There's not much else I can say about Wesker. I'm not that good with him, but I still like playing him. He's still to this day one of the best designed killers that we have had. Good old Amanda Young, a killer I really enjoy playing as, despite that she's been memed on for her constant nerfs. Getting head pops with the reverse bear traps can be really satisfying to pull off, but the RNG of her traps are kinda crap, so it's uncommon for it to happen unless you tunnel one guy out or you bring good add-ons for her bear traps. Her ambush to me is the most fun part about her power. Whipping around loops and corners hitting survivors is such a fun time. Pig for a while used to be my second main killer, but her trap RNG is what stopped me maining her. But despite all that, I still like playing Pig. She's still a good time. The one thing I don't like about playing Ernie is his early game. Sometimes getting that first injure can be really tough, and by the time I get my power, I've already lost so much time, and I practically lose the match. However, if I do manage to get that first hit early enough, things can change significantly, and that makes Oni such a fun killer to play as. Dashing around maps and hitting home runs on survivors is an amazing time. Also, I like how behavior made it so console players can flick now, because hitting those flicks can be so satisfying. I know I said in a previous video that they should get rid of Oni's flicks because it's not fun to go against, but I immediately take back that statement. It's fun to do those flicks. I'm sorry for saying that in the first place. I'm so glad that we can flick now on console. This killer is so much fun to play as. Wraith is overall a fun and chill killer to play as. My favorite thing about Wraith is that he barely has any bad maps because he has both stealth and map control. I can choose to either play chase or hit and run, which is very nice. I would say the one thing I don't like is when survivors constantly vault windows to stop me vaulting them while I'm cloaked, and vault pallets to stop me from breaking them again while I'm cloaked. Aside from that, I really enjoy playing Wraith. He's such a fun killer to play. If you are new to this game, I highly recommend playing this killer. He's so easy to pick up on, and yeah, he's very beginner friendly. This killer is so unique and fun to play as. Vomiting on survivors, keeping them injured is great, and getting hit with the red vomit is so cool. The only thing that bothers me about Plague though is her RNG fountains can be a pain in the ass, because a red fountain can spawn in an area that is just so hard to get to, because Plague has to like stay in one area and defend it, but then a red fountain will spawn in another area where you just physically can't get to that place. Apart from that, Plague is a great killer, and in my opinion, she is a really well designed killer. She is one of the best designed killers in this game. I know she has accessibility issues, but I'm not really affected by stuff like that, so that's why I'm saying she's really well designed. If she didn't have accessibility issues, then she would probably be like top 5 or even top 3 well designed killers in this game. Like, that might be a hot take, but again, that's just my opinion. After all of the nerfs that this killer has had, I still to this day love playing as Chucky. I know he's a bit unfair to go against, but me personally, I've never had issues with Chucky. I love playing as this killer. Like, going into stealth mode, just getting slice and dice hits, and even scampering over windows or pallets and getting those hits is such a fun time. And hearing Brad Dourif's voice on Chucky as he's cursing out survivors and just calling them slurs, it's so funny. The only thing I don't like about this killer is the fact that he's not that fast in slice and dice. Like, they took away his fast movement speed while in slice and dice. I get it, it's just, I get why they did it, but again, I'm not a huge fan of it. I wish they would revert that. But aside from that, I love playing Chucky. He's so fun to play as, and to this day, again, another one of my favorite killers to play. Again, not ranked higher because of his slice and dice movement speed, but I still like playing Chucky. Nemesis is a killer that I've enjoyed since day one. And when I say day one, I mean since the day he came out. Yes, I know his add-ons are crap, and I know the zombies can be inconsistent as hell, but the zombies themselves, when they actually do manage to get a hit and they actually manage to down or injure a survivor, I just can't help but fucking laugh when that happens. It's so funny and it's so good when that happens. Getting hit with the tentacle is so satisfying. When this killer got buffed and they increased the range of his tentacle, my god, this killer became so much more fun. I don't know if this killer has gone downhill or uphill since the last time I ranked him. Maybe he's still the same, but my god, this killer is so fun to play. And yes, I actually do prefer this killer over Wesker. I don't know why. Maybe it's because this killer is just easier to play, but yeah, I've always preferred Nemesis over Wesker in terms of playing as him and playing against them. Yes, you guys are seeing this right. I really enjoy playing as Doctor. Now, I just want to say that Doctor, Nemesis, and Chucky to me are interchangeable. Sometimes I'll prefer Chucky over Nemesis and Doctor. Sometimes I'll prefer Nemesis over Chucky and Doctor. But as I'm feeling like right now, I prefer Doctor over Chucky and Nemesis. But again, they are interchangeable. The reason I like Doctor is because his static blast is really nice for anti-stealth. Like, something that infuriates me about this game, not in like a way it's like, oh, I'm so angry, I hate these guys. It's just like a fun frustration. It's people that just hide a lot. Now, I know that this is like asymmetrical game and people, you know, should hide, and that's fine. But it does really piss me off in the funniest way possible when people hide, and Doctor prevents people from hiding unless they have Calm Spirit or the Lara perk hardened, or unless they're hiding in lockers. So yeah. But I do like Doctor's anti-stealth, and I even like his anti-loop just getting shock therapy. I know it's basically his anti-loop is just, you know, shock, get closer, shock, get closer, shock, get closer. But I just like that. I really like that. You can call me small brained, and I'd be like, yeah, sure, that's fine. But I just like Doctor's gameplay. It's simple and it's effective, and I like that. I like that about Doctor. Unknown is, in my opinion, the perfect Dead by Daylight killer. I know I said that about Oni, but my mind has changed since this killer came out. Launching projectiles with the UVX and hitting survivors from afar is such a fun and satisfying time to have. Teleporting around the map, scaring survivors is such a fun experience. The only complaint I have with Unknown is I wish the add-on Blurry Photo was just fully base kit for his power, because I feel like I need to run that add-on all the time whenever I'm playing this killer. And I've noticed it with some Unknowns as well. When I'm playing against Unknown, they're mostly running Blurry Photo, so I think that add-on should just be fully base kit for this killer. I have praised this killer since the day it came out, and I'm going to continue to do so because the devs knocked it out of the park with this killer. Unknown is so well designed, one of the best killers that they have came out with in a hot minute. Alright guys, and after going through 34 killers, it's now time to get into the killers that are most fun. These are my top 5 favorite killers to play as. You guys probably already know what killers are in this part of the video, but yeah, these, for those who don't, yeah, these are my all-time favorite killers to play as. I only have little complaints about these killers, but it doesn't matter. Like, these killers are, to me, just some of my favorite killers to play as. If you've made it this far into the video, be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and please remember, this is all just my opinion, so I am so sorry if your favorite killer is ranked lower than usual. This killer and the next 2 killers after Legion are interchangeable. Sometimes I'll prefer Legion over the next 2 killers, but this is how I feel about Legion for now. Legion to me is such a chill killer to play as because of how simple they are to play. Running around the maps with a knife, vaulting pallets and fast vaulting windows is fun to me, and just getting hit over and over again in Feral Frenzy is just a good time. Going for the 5-man frenzy hit again is so satisfying, because if survivors are smart, then they'll just like scatter around the map, but if you actually manage to get that 5th hit as Legion in Frenzy, it's I like it a lot. But I just like Legion because of how easy and simple they are to play as, and listening to their chase music is so nice. My favorite mixtape add-on is Julie's mixtape. Julie's mixtape, out of all the mixtapes, is my favorite mixtape to listen to. I know this killer is weak. I know this killer is map dependent, but Jesus Christ, this killer is so fun and satisfying to play as. I know his anti-loop is not the best, but it's not the worst either. His anti-loop is okay, and I like that about Dredge. I like that his anti-loop is okay. It's not too oppressive, and it's not too weak. And teleporting to lockers and even being able to pull people into lockers and just instantly grabbing them is such a fun time. Dredge has always been a good boy, and I really enjoy playing Dredge. And I know he did get buffed. Was it the Vecna patch that he got buffed along with Bubba? Because That made Dredge a hell of a lot more fun to play as. Also, I got a bone to pick with a certain someone. I got a bone to pick with a certain Otofu, who, you guys remember when he made that tier list video and he put Dredge in D tier, weaker than Trapper. I'm sorry. You could say Dredge is a weak killer, but that's fine. That's completely fine. But in no universe is Dredge weaker than Trapper. There is no universe where I can just say, yeah, Dredge is weaker than Trapper. Dredge deserves more. Dredge is great. I like Dredge. He's at least like C+ or B- in terms of strength. In my opinion, Artist is the most fun ranged killer in this game. Why? Because she's not as map dependent as other ranged killers. Getting long ranged hits with the crows after tagging someone is fun as hell, and doing that whole shotgun playstyle with Artist is so cool, and I really like it. I think this killer is, again, so underrated, like Houndmaster, and you know, like Plague to some extent, is so underrated. I don't understand why people don't play Artist that much, because she's really strong and she is fun as hell to play. I know this killer is similar to Knight, but unlike Knight, Artist actually takes skill to play as. She's got a high skill floor and a high skill ceiling, and there is so much things you can do with this killer that you can't do with Knight, and I like that about Artist. She's one of my favorite killers, and again, interchangeable like Dredge and Legion. Like, sometimes I'll prefer Legion and Dredge over Artist, but as it stands right now, I prefer Artist as, like, yeah, top 3. She is so fun to play as. Yeah, guys, this hasn't changed. I mean, I know my top 5 hasn't changed, but this spot hasn't changed. Sadako is still my second favorite killer in the game to play as. And why is that? Because there's something about her manifesting and demanifesting mind games and her gameplay with the whole manifesting that just intrigues me. I don't do condemned strategies. I will never do the condemned strategies. But if I actually manage to get a condemned kill, then that is very satisfying to pull off, even when I'm not trying to go for it. Like I said, I don't go for it in general anyway. But even if I get someone like fully condemned and kill them, it's still very nice to pull it off. I've been enjoying this killer since the day she came out, and I've played all her versions. I've played her super weak version, I played as her super busted version when she was like an A tier killer, and her current version right now, she is still cool. I just like doing the whole manifest mind game and just trying to be invisible. It's something about it just intrigues me, and I like that a lot. For those who've been on my channel for a while, you probably knew that this was coming, but for those of you who are new around here or who didn't watch my previous ranking video, my number 1 favorite killer in the game to play as, and my main killer, is the Spirit. Why is the Spirit my main? Because her gameplay of just listening and using audio cues is something I really enjoy. Not just in Dead by Daylight, but just in video games in general. Just listening out for little things is something I really enjoy in video games, and the Spirit fits that so well. Like, I love listening out for survivors breathing, moaning, the little footsteps they make, the little tall grasses that they walk through. I just like listening out for all of that. Spirit does take some skill to play as. Like, no joke, guys. If you think this killer doesn't take skill to play, she actually does. She does have a bit of a skill ceiling to her, and I like that. I like that a lot about Spirit. I've been playing Spirit since the day she came out, and yes, you could say that, oh, you made Spirit when she was in her busted stage. Yes, I did. I knew she was gonna get nerfed, but I I just enjoyed her gameplay. Her gameplay was just so solid to me. She's the first killer in this game that I've prestiged 100. She's the only killer that I've prestiged 100. I'm gonna try and get other killers to prestige 100 as well. But she, as it stands right now, she's the only killer I have P100, and I don't think I will main any other killer in this game aside from Spirit, because her gameplay to me is just incredible. I love it a lot. Alright guys, and that is the end of the video. That is me ranking every killer in this game from worst to best in terms of how fun they are to play as. Now, again, this is all just my opinion. We all have different opinions. I'm sorry if your favorite killer is ranked lower than usual, but they're just not for me. If your favorite killer is like in the neutral category, then yeah, I'm sorry. They're just not for me, not my type of gameplay. And if you guys want me to make a updated version on killers who are fun to play against, by all means let me know in the comments. I would be down for that. I don't think I want to, but if you guys want me to, then I'll be down for it. I really will. But that is going to wrap up the video. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye, everyone.